Hi, DarkBlade88 here with an inbox review of the Airfix 172nd de Havilland, well, DCH de Havilland Canada Chipmunk T.10, which was actually built in England if my memory serves me correctly. Typical Airfix box. You've got the box art on each end. You've got the top side with your little bit about the aircraft and your flying hours, and a couple of call outs on the bottom, but I'll show you that one if it's one of these side open boxes which I'm not overly fond of. But anyway, on to opening the sprue bag. Trusty knife. Trusty knife. Trusty knife. Score across the top of the. Right, anyway, trusty knife while I open this one. Trusty knife. Trusty knife. It comes with 2 sprues of grey and a sprue of clear in a plastic bag, which obviously, while it was in the factory, wasn't sealed. Well, anyway, let's start with the actual first sprue that I come to, which it says try not to get the sun in his eyes. It has the left and right fuselage halves, one of the wings on them, and various other bits like gear struts, tail wheel, both wheels there, pigtail tube, the prop bit that holds the prop in for spinning, the actual front bit of the fuselage, and the front prop, which is there. This, as you can see, it's got raised rivets, but I'm going to leave it as it is because I like the look of it, and probably once I've primed it and painted it, they won't be as prominent. Right, moving on to sprue 2. Well, there's no visible flash on sprue 1 that I can see. Not even on the. Well, there's a bit on the actual sprue gates itself, but not on the actual model. Right, so I'll put that one back in its little packet. Well, off to one side, ready to go back in the little packet. Right, on sprue 2. This is going to be a lot quicker than the Apache and the Mustang. On sprue 2, you get the lower wing. You get part 1, which is the upper wing, all riveted and raised panel lines. As I said, I'm not gonna do it because I don't really see, for an aircraft of its size, it being worth my time taking all these rivets off, all these panel lines off, and rescribing them. Plus, I don't really want to wreck this model because it's part of the Battle of Britain Memorial flight, and I have a thing. Well, considering I live not an incredible distance away from where it's kept, because they have a tendency to, the Lancasters and Spitfires and Dakotas have a and the Dakota have. Or the Lancaster, yeah, the Spitfire and the Dakota have a tendency to fly over my house when it comes towards the beginning of comes towards the beginning of show season and that. You've got the 2 pilot figurines, your 2 tail wing and tail stabilising wings, 2 very, very simple cockpit seats. As you can see, there's an ejector pin mark, which shouldn't be too difficult to deal with. Bit of number 11 X-Acto blade work. That's about it. I do apologise for waffling on. I can't tell if that bit there, where my thumb is, just above my fingers, is a bit of flash or a bit of, it's a bit of flash. As you can see, there's a bit of flash right around that bit there, but that's actually part of a sprue, so there's no actual flash on the model kit itself. And moving on to the canopy, which I might as well take out of its packet because it's not. You've got two canopies. I don't know what that one's for because it looks more like a, as you can probably see, more like a jet canopy, or more like, it could be for a different mark of chipmunk, but that canopy there is the one that they suggest for the, or one of the call outs they use. Right, went out the 5 minute mark. This is interesting. Typical Airfix bits with all your history of the plane, and it says dropping the decals, decals, whatever you want to call them, all over the floor. It's your typical Airfix fold out sheet, and you can probably see no colour call out on the back. As I said, the colour call outs on the box. 6 steps, which means it's going to be a pretty easy build. But then again, as some modelers already know, what you think is going to be a pretty easy build isn't necessarily a pretty easy build. And you've got the decals, and it seems more and more these decals are done by decals, whatever you want to call them, are done by cartograph. He says try not to actually put his fingers on the, which I've noticed more and more in the new Airfix kits they're doing, and they seem to be pretty good. And there's a lot of, I think the major bugbear of this kit's going to be when I build it is going to be decaling or decaling, whatever you want to call it. One thing I do prefer or like about Airfix sometimes is obviously you get your paper, which means you don't have to go into a plastic bag and get it out. But I think, this is only my opinion, I think it would be nice if Airfix kind of kept the protective grease proof or whatever it is paper and put it in a little plastic bag, because I don't know about any of my fellow modelers and that on the forum, on the SMA forum, or watching this, but it's a major gripe of mine when you're looking for a kit and the thing falls out and the paper comes, the decal sheet comes out with it. Right, moving on, I've got to find the right box here. Right, as I said, colour call-outs on the colour and decal call-outs on the back. Excuse the sunlight because I am sitting in the room with the blinds open, so you can get a better view of the pictures. But yes, and this depicts the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, Royal Air Force, Coningsby, Lincolnshire, which if you listen to what I was blithering on about earlier, is a big giveaway as to roughly where I live. I don't live in Coningsby, but I live close-ish to it. Anyway, I hope it's been what's the word? Educational for the person who voted. Well, actually, I think I was about the only one who voted for it, to be quite honest with you. But I hope these and the other ones have been educational for everyone as well as just me. And my personal opinion, I seem to be getting better at doing these in-box reviews and actually being in front of the camera. Thank you for watching. I'm now going to move on and do the following mat.